Hey everybody, Mr. the Fanboy here, Douglas Blair Roberts here. It's time for another review and rant. This is my short rant on the NXT New Orleans Takeover pay-per-view from Saturday and the most recent WrestleMania 34, which just went off 2 hours ago. People, the reason this review is so late, this video right here is so late, I was planning on a long WrestleMania weekend review because I've been watching a lot of wrestling. First, I was watching the very awesome Impact Wrestling versus Lucha Underground show, which I didn't even plan on seeing, but the website I go to watch all my wrestling and MMA, much to my surprise, had it. I wanted to see that show, but it was on the Twitch, which I can't afford, which I don't have, and it was on the Twitch website, which I can't afford and don't have. Then of course, Ring of Honor had a big event, the Super Card of Honor, which I'm still watching right now. And then of course another show I forgot about, and that's the NXT Takeover show, which featured their in-ring debut of EC3 as he competed with Adam Cole and Ricochet in a ladder match to crown, I think, the NXT North American Championship. Then, of course, today you had WrestleMania 34. Both NXT Takeover New Orleans and WrestleMania 34 were two of the most boring, dull, and uninteresting and tiresome shows I have ever seen. They completely killed my series. I'm still going to review those other two shows I'm going to talk about, especially that Impact Wrestling versus Lucha Underground show, which that show to me was the real WrestleMania. So was Supercard of Honor so far. I haven't watched the main events yet, but everything else about the show was at least okay. WWE has just been terrible. The Raw and SmackDowns league up to this sucked and were just okay, but that's usually how it is. WWE usually sucks all year, but they usually manage to pull something good out of their butts around pay-per-view, around WrestleMania or pay-per-view time. Not this time. Not this time. Let's start off with the NXT Takeover New Orleans show. I'm not even going to talk long about this. I only watched one match, and that was the ladder match. And the ladder match was a good match. The wrestlers I wanted to see perform well. That was Ricochet, EC3, and Adam Cole, who Adam Cole ended up winning the match, which I guess is okay. The other three wrestlers, who I don't remember, they were okay in the match. The other three wrestlers, they were okay in the match. But, yeah, after this match, it was straight up boring. After this match, I skipped the women's match and tried to watch Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne's tag team match with the new Road Warrior inspired tag team Paul Ellering is managing, but it was terrible. The two new Road Warriors they got are just, they have the look, they have the presence, but they're just terrible. They're a new term we like to call people like Roman Reigns, Batista, and Nash. They're a new term we like to call Vanilla Giants. They're either extremely charismatic, but are boring to watch and just can't move, can't fight, can't do anything in the ring. But are only being pushed because of their size, or they're big, can't wrestle, can't talk, can't do anything like Roman Reigns. And I call them Vanilla Giants, and that's what these two were. They had the charisma, the everything. They had the charisma, everything, but they just sucked to me, and I had to turn it off. And I damn sure wasn't watching Gargano and Ciampa, a 30-minute match. And this whole show felt like a jobber mania. I tried to watch an NXT Takeover show 2 years. Yeah, it was 2 years ago for WrestleMania 32, which Aries and Corbin, and those two, Aries and Corbin, it stunk. Those two did not work well together. Corbin was way too big to be wrestling Aries, and it just did look terrible. And that once again turned me off the NXT because the NXT shows were already terrible. But people keep saying these pay-per-views are good. They're better than WrestleManias themselves. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. Both. Actually, I enjoyed WrestleMania 32 that year, but only the two matches I watched, which was the Battle Royal, which I remember DDP wrestling in. I don't remember who won, but I remember Diamond Dallas Page wrestling in, and the Intercontinental title ladder match involving Ryder. Everything else from the show I remember. Everything else I can't remember, and everything else. And the other match I didn't like was Styles and Jericho, which I was disappointed by the feud and the match. So yeah, 32. Then you had I didn't watch the NXT show from 33, so I'm damn sure not watching any more of these, or at least not watching full length shows of these, because only the ladder match was good, and that went on way too long. That is unreal. That is fake and unrealistic. A 30-minute ladder fight, a 30-minute ladder match, a 30-minute fight with ladders. That lasted 30 minutes. That lasted right there. That lasted 30 minutes. Like I said, completely. Like I said, that went on too long, and all the matches just went on way too long, man. These NXT takeover shows, they're not much better than the regular NXT. And then the cool rock and roll intro theme you had in the beginning. Why can't Raw and SmackDown ever have something like that? Why can't you, did the energy used to make this crappy developmental show seem good? Why can't that make it? Why can't they use that for the Raw and SmackDown, which are super boring, super boring? But like I said, that's all I'm talking about from that. Let's get on to WrestleMania 34. WrestleMania 34 was actually okay up until the Styles Nakamura match. After that, the entire show was just downhill. You had an awesome opener, the Intercontinental title match. The Intercontinental title match, Daniel Bryan's match, and Ronda Rousey's match were matches of the night. Those were the matches of the night, man. The IC title match was good. The Randy Orton, the Fatal 4-Way was a solid fight, but yeah, kind of uneventful. I wanted Robert Roode's debut. I really didn't care much of the feud. I just want to see Robert Roode at WrestleMania. I just want to see Robert Roode at WrestleMania. I'm not angry at Mahal won, because like I said, I didn't care for the feud. I just want to see Robert Roode at WrestleMania. Apart from his entrance, yeah, it wasn't that good. Yeah, this was an okay fight. Then you had the very awesome Ronda Rousey versus Triple H and Stephanie. Hate Stephanie and Triple H, but they wrestled their butts off and performed well tonight. I knew Kurt Angle and Rousey would deliver a show, but they actually performed well tonight. And two of the people who look like stars tonight on what I like to call this in NXT the Jobber Mania. I'm not calling this WrestleMania. Doesn't look like a WrestleMania. Doesn't feel like a WrestleMania. Feels like a overexpensive indie show. Overexpensive indie jobber show. And probably calling it an indie show is better, because the indie shows I've been seeing have been better than what's his name. New Japan's Wrestle Kingdom, the strong style Evolve, which I gotta review, the anniversary show, and the upcoming Duntaku show. These are WrestleMania. These are worthy of the term WrestleMania. This is Jobber Mania right here. Jobber and part-time Mania, because only the part-timers are good. Only the part-timers and past stars are good. So yeah, you had that, the AJ Styles and Nakamura match. Loved Nakamura's entrance, and the match was okay, I guess, but it just felt like an average match. It didn't feel like an awesome World Championship match, and sucked to see Nakamura lose. The only thing I liked probably was really the heel turn at the end. I will say this has been one of AJ Styles' better singles matches. Apart from the Cena, Lesnar, and any match he's had with Orton, AJ Styles' singles matches I happen to not like in WWE. Apart from the ones with Cena, Lesnar, and Orton, I don't like his singles matches. And I was initially interested. I really just wanted to see Nakamura at WrestleMania. I was initially interested in this feud, but then when I saw how how utterly terrible it was. The backstory. There wasn't much really backstory. It was Nakamura wins the Royal Rumble, and we've all wrestled together in New Japan, and so we're gonna wrestle here at WrestleMania. You go back and look at every great rivalry: Rock and Austin, Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels, um, Bret and Owen, Bret and Stone Cold, and just every feud, every great feud, and look at and and if and think of how much those feuds would have sucked if it would just been, hey, we wrestled in other companies together, and now we're gonna wrestle here, and that's what it was here. That's what it was here. And I knew it wasn't main event. I knew with which much of my surprise, this was higher than the Ronda Rousey match, but but this should have been much. Yeah, this just really wasn't. This just really wasn't that good in my opinion. This is where the show went downhill. But you know what really killed the show for me? The tag team match. The tag team match. Um, First off, I was mad that Braun Strowman was wrestling in a tag team title match when it should have been Strowman and Lesnar. It should have been Braun Strowman and Lesnar, and Reigns should have wrestled in a tag team match. Maybe whoever his partner would be would get him over, would get him over, would get him over with the fans, would get him over with the fans, but nothing can get Roman Reigns over. I'm gonna get to Roman Reigns at the end of this show, but let's continue with this Strowman garbage. And then Strowman out of nowhere. At first I thought it was gonna be a joke when he said, "Oh, we don't need. There's no one in the locker room to tag with me. We have someone out here to tag with me." Here's the first problem I had with this. At first I didn't have a problem with it because I thought it was just gonna be a quick joke or something, and someone real would come out, or Strowman would just do it by himself. Would just do it by himself. Strowman would just do it by himself. No. Instead, first off, they turned Strowman, a badass tweener, a badass monster heel and tweener, to a comical, corny babyface. And in my opinion, Strowman is not ready for that yet. The most badass wrestler on the roster right now is now a corny babyface. He's gonna be another Cena, Roman Reigns type character, or Roman Reigns should be. And I don't want that. I didn't want that yet. So he goes around the ring looking in the crowd for a partner. He finds some little kid who I heard from defenders of this pay-per-view that he is either Shane's son or he's a cancer. He's a guy with cancer. He's a Make-A-Wish, one of those Make-A-Wish people. If he's the Make-A-Wish cancer people, there is a place for people like this. And like I agree with Corey Graves, the announcer. There is a place for places like this, but not at WrestleMania. WrestleMania is not the place for this. So then he's tag team partner Roman Reigns, but Strowman wrestles most of the match. And completely kills and destroys, in a 4-minute match, destroys Sheamus and Cesaro to win the tag team championships. So, yeah, now I skipped the women's matches. I didn't care. The main event: Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. Nothing special here. I guess this is one of Roman Reigns' better single matches. Brock Lesnar actually made Reigns look strong in this match, but the match was good, but the feud between the two. First off, this was a rehash of a main event I saw 3 years ago. And Reigns is not in the same league as Brock Lesnar, and the feud going in was terrible. First off, Lesnar should be the face and Reigns should be the heel, but they kept trying to have Reigns as like, oh, this baby face who is standing up for the business, standing up for professional wrestling, and Brock Lesnar, because he doesn't want to be in WWE, because he doesn't care about the business, and doesn't do all this, doesn't care about the business. He's the big bad heel because Brock Lesnar went off the fight for real, left left the wrestling business, which the professional wrestling business is terrible. It's terrible. Go look at all the dark things they've done over the years. But Brock Lesnar doesn't want to stand for that. Doesn't want to travel or all that stuff, so that makes him a bad guy. But since Roman Reigns is here doing all this stuff, that makes him a good guy. That makes him a good guy because Lesnar doesn't care about the business. There's only really one to two reasons you get into wrestling: to win belts and money, and the money is the more important because the belts aren't real championships. The wrestlers and the bookers. Yes, I said the wrestlers make the belt. That's true. The bookers and the storylines sitting around the belts make the belts too. Because the storylines going into this surrounding the champions here were straight up boring. And since the storylines were straight up boring, I didn't care about any championship match on this card. The wrestlers are good, but the storylines involving them and the belts aren't. Therefore, the belts suck. I don't care that Lesnar won. I didn't care if Roman Reigns won. I didn't care if Lesnar won because it was a rehash of an event we saw 3 years ago. The storyline is bullshit. And what else? And Reigns is not in the same league as Lesnar. And last but not least, Strowman should have been in this spot. It should have been Strowman and Lesnar battling it out. Like I said, awful WrestleMania. I'm so mad I didn't even do my music and stuff because I don't feel like doing all that cheering and stuff. Well, this was my long review rant on WrestleMania 34 NXT Take Over New Orleans. Alright, I'm done. I'm also going to be doing late out of date archive reviews of Supercard of Honor, Impact versus Lucha Underground. Yeah, both of those shows. And I'm even going to do Strong Style Evolve, which I've been trying to finish. The links I've been using to watch that were so terrible, I quit watching it, which is why you never saw a review of that. But I'm done for now. Alright.